welcome to another episode of Tea from the Galaxy, a thirst-quenching podcast for the girls, gays, days, and astrology baes, where we talk about anything and everything through an astrological lens. So, if you can tell, it's a little different today, okay? I don't have a mic. I'm using my phone as a camera. What I wanted this week's podcast episode to be about was I'm in a very peaceful spot in my life, and subconsciously, it makes me so uncomfortable, and I create chaos. And we're gonna break that down and talk about it, but literally my camera broke yesterday randomly. The slot where you put the SD card supposedly melted. I have no idea. The camera was probably about 2.5 years old, maybe almost 3 years old. Everything's a hot mess right now, guys. I went to Best Buy today. I was literally gonna buy a new camera. I didn't want to be too spontaneous. I was like, let me see if I could just record this week's podcast episode on my phone. But just know that I love you guys and I love this podcast so much that I'm doing whatever I can to put out content. I have a Capricorn moon. When I work on something, especially something that I care about, I don't like half-assing it. So I was literally in a downward spiral this morning. I'm just gonna end the podcast. Fixated on wanting audio and video. I didn't just redo my whole living room to not have a video version of my podcast, alright? So I have my mirror behind you guys so I can see if I run out of storage, it'll tell me. This is a hot mess, guys. I also thought I could have my mic. I need a third-party piece to connect it, and I didn't realize that. So I was like, why are there so many pieces in electronics these days? They used to be so simple. I feel like I've manifested chaos into my life because lately, over the past couple weeks, I settled into my apartment. If you guys don't know, I just moved into my first apartment all on my own. I have no roommates and no family members, and I've been decorating it how I want, and it's been so much fun and so liberating as well, and I fucking love it, and it's almost done being put all together, so I feel good about that. I feel solid where I'm at in my job right now. I feel good in my relationships. I feel good financially. I will say I'm lacking in the dating realm of my life, and I'm lacking in the excitement area of my life. Although I am at a peaceful state of my life, I always tend to subconsciously crave chaos. Reasons that people who try to create chaos in moments of peace is because they find discomfort and stability, because there's almost a loss of sense of control. I feel this lingering feeling okay, I'm at a peaceful state in my life, but what's coming next? What bad thing is coming next, and it's it haunts me in a way. So subconsciously, I will create chaos into my life so I can have control over it. Because if you're creating it, it's you are the creation of the monster that you created. You have control over it. So a lot of people, that's why a lot of people do that. A lot of people also feel unworthy of the peace in their life. And that just stems from deep-rooted insecurity and self-esteem issues. Or people create chaos in their life when they are bored. And I will say, I do feel a little mixture of boredom, peace is making me feel uncomfortable, and this gray cloud over my head that something bad is about to happen, because that has just been my life. If I was to give you a full-on life story of my life, especially the past 6 years specifically, it's been such a roller coaster of, I haven't had a moment of peace like this in a very long time. It's been on and off, always something. Toxic relationship, a bad situation happening to me, getting arrested, in debt, working many jobs, dealing with family things, dealing with friend things, dealing with relationship things, dealing with job problems. So now that I'm at a point where it's kind of okay, I'm good in my living situation, I'm good at my job, I'm good with my friends, I'm solid in my family relationships, I'm good financially, I'm not romantically seeing anyone, but also no one is making me rip my hair out. I'm just kind of bored. And I was telling my friends this too, I'm solid in my job and I love my job, I love who I work with, I love where I work and everything, but I'm kind of bored. it's the same people, the same things every single week, the same music. If you guys don't know, I'm a bartender. I work nightlife. I'm bartender. I do bottle service and cocktail service. So even with that, there's a routine. Like, I hear the same songs every single week. I see like a lot of the same people every single week. I work with the same few people every single week, and I love everyone. I love my coworkers, but don't get me wrong, like, I don't know. I need like a little mix up. And also, like, if you worked in the industry, you know that a lot of people tend to burn out. It's a lot on me physically, energetically, emotionally. You're taking in a lot of energy, a lot of emotions all the time, and you're on your feet the whole time as well. And I've definitely almost, probably with all my bartending and serving gigs I've ever had, I've burnt out and I've had to take at least a couple months off. And I'm kind of feeling that right now, but I also am like, okay, Serena, are you just trying to create chaos into your life? Like, don't randomly quit your job because you want a sense of change. Like, let's kind of like think this through. In August and September, I was like, all right, Serena, in October, your apartment should be like all ready. Start putting yourself out there more, start dating, like, do the thing in October. So it's been like 3 weeks and I'm still like scared because I feel myself wanting to create this chaos. And I subconsciously add chaos into my life by drinking. Like, the first weekend in October, I went out and I drank way too much than I wanted to. And that's something that I do not want to do. I was sober for 13 months for this reason of I wanted to teach myself moderation. And I had a good time that night too, but I just feel like I did go overboard, and I realized that it was a huge past pattern in my life. So many times in my life, I've created chaos in my life by drinking too much, partying too hard, and doing stupid shit while doing so. So that is something that I think is another reason I took a step back after that. And the past couple weeks I've been like, because I gave myself the green light, and then literally 3 days after I like shit the bed, and I'm like, Serena, all right, maybe you need to go in timeout again. So yeah, I've been like, treading lightly, and I don't know if it's because my frontal lobe is fully formed and I feel it, because I am very fearful of the moves that I'm taking, the next moves I'm taking. I just don't want to make the wrong move. And I've never felt like this before, probably prior to 26 years old. I'm 27 now. 26 and under, I was fearless. I was like, all right, I'll go on to the next relationship. I'll work a new job. I'll live in a different city. Whatever. I'll make it work. Now I'm just kind of like, I'm so fearful because although I have a lot of life experience and a lot of good memories and, no regrets, I have made a lot of mistakes. I've chosen the wrong partners. I've put myself in debt. I've, created bad situations for myself, and I just don't want to spiral down another rabbit hole after just building myself out of it. Another thing that I do when, like, me subconsciously creating chaos in my life, when it's feeling peaceful, is I will think very negatively and stress about my weight. So with the thinking negatively, like, I'm at a very peaceful time in my life. I should be celebrating my wins and feeling a lot of gratitude. And because I feel discomfort and stability, and that stems from just having a very roller coaster of a childhood. When you have a childhood, when you wake up every single day and you don't know how you're going to be treated, or you don't know what is going to happen in your household, it creates a type of person as an adult who thrives off of chaos. And I do. I thrive off of chaos. Or I am like the most go-getter version when I am under pressure. That's another reason I've always worked industry jobs too. Like, I just like being on the go. Like, I like being mentally stimulated. I like, all right, this is what I have to do now, and thrive in that. But I have been craving peace, and now I haven't. And it feels uncomfortable, and I'm trying to get to the root of that problem and fix it instead of putting a band-aid over it like I always have in the past. Because I realized when I've done that in the past, I've been at good times in my life in the past, but instead of getting down to the root of it, I have created chaos because peace makes me feel uncomfortable. So thinking negatively, right? I'll think something like, okay, I live in my own apartment and I'm decorating it and it's all cute or whatever, but yeah, Serena, you're 27 years old. You should be living in your own apartment. Duh. Like, this isn't something to celebrate. And I have to pull myself out of that and really be like, Serena, you're doing a good job. Like, not everyone is able to live on their own right now. Okay? It's hard times right now. I literally consciously have to talk to myself, and this is something that I feel like you guys should do if you struggle with negative thinking. Talk to yourself out loud. Be like, no, Serena, snap yourself out of it. Stop talking to yourself like this. Journaling helps too, and I've been off my journal game the past couple weeks, a month, I will say. So I think that's another reason for the thinking negatively too, and just like spiraling down the negative rabbit hole, because journaling definitely helps ground me and helps like organize my thoughts and see what is happening. I'm like, yeah, I've saved X amount of money, but I should have more. But if you didn't have all this credit card debt, you would have had more. If you didn't have to pay this off or pay for this, you would have more. Like you've made every wrong move in your life. When I am reflecting on me being single and kind of being scared to date and being scared to feel vulnerable, I'm like, yeah, Serena, because you always chose the wrong people in the past. You've stayed in situations way longer. Now you're 27 years old and single. And I get really hard on myself. You guys know I'm the Capricorn moon. Like, okay, I'm very hard on myself. This is like a very hard placement. I definitely need a partner who's like very soft and patient with me and can like sit down and listen to me, be a big baby sometimes, because I'm very hard on myself and I constantly always need to stop myself out of it. It's a very bad habit. Another thing that I do is stressing about my weight. That is something that I do to feel like I can have a grasp, like a control on my life again. I do have a history of it having an eating disorder. So I had an eating disorder for a lot of my life, and it was really bad and very prominent all throughout high school and 9th to 12th grade. Really, like, the premise of an eating disorder, I had bulimia specifically, is it's not that you just want to be skinny. For me, I've gone to a lot of therapy and broken this down a lot. It was a grasp of control in my life. I felt like I had no control over anything in my life at that time period, that the only thing I had control over was how I was treating myself and my body. And, you know, I was self-harming it, but that is a big premise of eating disorders. Like, maybe if I was skinny, I would be treated better. Maybe if I was skinny, I would be loved more, you know? Even though that mentality doesn't make sense, when you're in the depths of that mental illness, that's how you feel. I'm recovered, like I'm fully recovered, but I'm not gonna lie, those thoughts do creep up on me when I'm spiraling in my mind. I could be at a very good point in my life and I'm like, Serena, you need to lose weight. And then I can be at a very bad point in my life and I'm like, and you're fat on top of it. It's an issue of mine that is definitely needs to be clocked, and I'm glad that I have that awareness right now, that when I feel like I don't have control in my life, or like there's a sense of me needing control in my life, I grasp onto my weight and harming my body, and that doesn't need to happen. So I'm sharing that for whoever can relate. Track these moods of when you're really hard on yourself and really hard on your body. Are you subconsciously creating chaos into your life? Or are you subconsciously grasping for control in your life? And the only thing you can control right now is how you're treating your body. Things that I do is remind myself that I need gratitude and grounding when I feel like this. So practicing gratitude, and it feels a little funny, but literally look at yourself in the mirror and say everything that you're grateful for. It helps. and grounding techniques. I've been forcing myself to journal again, to meditate more, to sit out in nature. When we're feeling like, oh, I need control over something, like my life is peaceful, like something bad is gonna happen, what's gonna happen to me, like I don't know, I need to create it. We need to come back to reality. We need to like ground ourselves, okay? Astrologically, Pluto is now direct. It was retrograde for the past few months. And Pluto is a planet of transformation, destruction, rebirth. So when Pluto was retrograde, there was a lot of internal transformation happening. Now that Pluto is direct and will be direct for the next 6 months, that transformation is going to start happening outward. And I feel that. I feel like the last year, a little over a year, there was a lot of internal transformation happening. And I've been feeling lately that I want to kind of put that into motion. I want to put my lessons into motion. I want to start doing something. I want to like move on, be better, be greater, do something different, start dating, putting myself out there, being more social, you know, like I'm ready for the outward transformation. So I definitely feel that. It's good to recognize these patterns and to be aware of it. Journaling definitely helps me. Also finding positive outlets as well. So this was really big where like, I'm bored, I want to party. I'm bored, I want to drink. I'm bored, I want to have sex with someone. Like, honestly, that's like kind of like how I've been feeling. I'm like, I need to stir the pot. It's fun for the plot, but when your life gets too chaotic, it's kind of like, all right. And I'm searching for peace. I'm not searching for chaos. Finding positive outlets has been a new thing that I've been doing the past couple weeks that's helped, especially the past week. Like, I didn't go out this past week. On my days off, I went to the beach, I went thrifting, I, went to the dog park, I made things to hang up on my wall and stuff like that. So, still did things that was fun. I was, putting my energy into better outlets and not like toxic outlets. Practice being calm, like practice like feeling good in peace. Sit outside and bask in it. I love having a balcony. I love balconies and porches. If you have one, sit outside and just be like an old lady. Like there's a reason why old ladies like sit on the balcony and porches and just sit there, because it's peaceful. Go to the beach. If you live by a beach, go by a body of a water. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm a water sign, but I'm just like so big on that. Like sitting by a body of water. Have a night in to yourself. Like have a day where you're not looking at social media. Have a day where you don't talk to anybody and just sit in lonesome and peace and bask in it and enjoy it. Another thing I've been working on is changing my thoughts that peace is boring or dangerous. So that's something that I'm really working on, like deconstructing. I did say like I wanted to start putting myself out there this month, and I want to do it in a way where it's not chaotic and it's actually healthy. And I've been going back and forth. Should I date? Should I not date? Like just feeling very fearful of it. But I have printed something and I made something on my wall and it says, take the risk or lose the chance. And that has been resonating with me. My camera broke. This is symbolic because this camera was a gift from an ex. And I have something that is known as the camera curse. Every ex I've had has bought me a camera and it has broken after we broke up. And it was so interesting because the last camera that I had that was given to me by an ex, we were broken up for a while and the camera broke randomly. And that's the thing. These cameras be breaking randomly. It's not like I drop it. After that, I started dating new people. It was like I jumped realities. I actually have a theory that when you are jumping timelines, you will start losing objects, things will start breaking down, especially things that are energetically tied to past people and past timelines. And I feel like that's what's happening right now, because I feel like I've been having feelings like I'm entering a new reality, I'm entering a new timeline. And for me to go to record a podcast episode yesterday and my camera just broke all of a sudden, and I bring it to Best Buy today and they're like, I think this is shot randomly. I'm like, odd, because I've experienced this before. And I just feel like, am I entering a new timeline? Am I making room for new characters in my life? And I am just so big on feeling that objects hold energy, especially objects that belong to other people or objects that were gifts from other people. Things that hold other people energy, like I feel it so heavily, and I'm so sensitive to that. And I've been proven time and time again that this theory is just true. It's the thing with just romantic. This is friendship too. Everything from that I've had or that were gifts from old friendships, I don't have anymore. Sometimes I just be losing things too. And it was with the camera that I feel like I'm walking into a new reality. Little things like my lip ring, like I have multiple lip rings. I can't find them anywhere. So I'm like, is my look going to change? Maybe I'm supposed to look differently. And also I just threw out a whole bunch of clothes, and I just bought like a whole bunch of clothes too, which wasn't even like on purpose. It was just, I walked into a store, they had a really great sale. I was like, fuck it. And I just bought a whole like new wardrobe for myself. And it just so coincided with me throwing out a lot of clothes. Like it wasn't even purposeful. It just happened. So I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm walking into a new timeline. And a couple days ago, a lesbian dating app reached out to me, and they wanted to work with me, and they want me to use the app for a couple weeks, go on dates, and like make videos about it. And I took that as a sign that I'm going to start dating. So, you guys heard it here first. I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna go on multiple dates over the course of the month. I'm gonna see how I feel. The moment that I get this contract, which I should be getting it tomorrow, what is it, October 18th? October 18th or 19th till November 18th or 19th. I'm going to go on a whole bunch of dates. I'm going to keep you guys updated about it, let you guys know how it goes. I'm going to be more mindful about it. Like what I said, we're not trying to create chaos here. We're trying to still remain calm and be okay with peace and maneuver in a more mature, thoughtful manner. Like, Serena is 27 years old now, okay? I can't be maneuvering like how I used to. I used to maneuver in such a funky attitude. And there's a lot of reasons I used to maneuver in that mentality. Like, as a kid, I experienced a death of a close family member, very sudden death. And I feel like that fucked with me in a way that I realized life is short. And after that, I always had that mentality. For the long time, I was like, life is short. So I always had like a fuck it mentality. And then especially after COVID, because I went through a breakup, and then 3 months later, COVID started. So I felt like I lost a year of my life, and a year of my freedom. And when the world opened up again in 2021, I kind of went balls to the wall. I went ham. I went crazy. And I think that is a big collective trauma that a lot of us, we need to confront that trauma, because I know if I feel it, and I talk to a lot of people also feel that way, but from the world shutting down and a pandemic happening and COVID happening in 2020, that when the world started opening up again, a lot of people's mentality shifted in a way that life is short. Who knows what's going to happen? Let me just live life how I want to live life. And that's kind of been my mentality. And I spiraled years after that. And I'm finally picking up the pieces now, where it's like, all right, yeah, life is short, but we also have to want better for ourselves and want more. If you're craving peace, then have it. Bask in it. Go after it. Don't settle for chaos. Don't create chaos. So, yeah, that was the basis of today's episode. If you guys are feeling the same way, that this gave you some clarity or made you feel not alone in your suffering, because I do that. I do create suffering in my life, but we're trying to be different. We're trying to be better, right? So, yeah, guys, hopefully I have a new camera by next week's episode. Yes, no, we shall see. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next week.